Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we unpack South Africa's most important political stories and give you the real analysis that matters. If you're tired of the spin and ready for the truth behind the headlines, then you're in the right place. Today's story is an absolute bombshell. It's not about national elections or coalition deals, it's about money, power, and the law. And it could change how political parties operate behind closed doors, especially when it comes to their own councillors and public representatives. We're talking about a stunning legal victory won by a former EFF councillor, Mpho Mokgadi, who successfully took the economic freedom fighters to court over forced monthly deductions from her salary. That's right, a former public representative has managed to prove in a court of law that the party was unlawfully taking money from her stipend without proper consent. And now, the EFF has to pay it back, in full, with interest. This case, which just wrapped up in the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, might seem like a small internal dispute at first glance. But don't be fooled, the implications are huge. Because this is not just about one councillor. It raises deep questions about how South African political parties operate financially, what powers they assume over their members, and how much pressure is placed on ordinary councillors to comply with top-down orders, even when it costs them their livelihoods. Let's rewind a bit. Mpho Mokgadi served as a municipal representative for the EFF. Like many other councillors, her monthly stipend came directly from the municipal council budget, but, without her written consent, a portion of that income was being docked and transferred to the party every single month. Over time, these deductions added up to more than R50,000. Now, you might ask, isn't this standard for political parties? Don't all parties expect their public representatives to contribute financially? And yes, it's true that many parties, including the EFF, require their MPs, MPLs, and councillors to pay monthly levies. But here's the key issue: was there any consent? Was there a legal agreement in place? Were the rules followed? According to Mokgadi and her legal team, absolutely not. She claimed the deductions were enforced without her knowledge, without her approval, and certainly without any signed contract authorizing them. And the court agreed. In a scathing ruling, the judge found that the EFF could not prove that Mokgadi had ever willingly agreed to the deductions. They couldn't produce a single shred of evidence showing her signature on a policy agreement. Worse still, they failed to show that the party followed any sort of due process. The deductions were found to be illegal, unconstitutional, and in direct violation of her rights as both an employee and a representative of the people. This wasn't just a legal technicality. The judgment was clear: you can't run a political party like a private club where members are coerced into giving up part of their income without proper procedures, documentation, and consent. Political loyalty does not override the Constitution. And that's where things get really intense. Following the ruling, Mokgadi's lawyers obtained a writ of execution. This is a legal document that allows the court to recover the money by force if the losing party refuses to comply. And earlier this week, in a dramatic turn of events, the sheriff of the court showed up at the EFF's national headquarters in Braamfontein, demanding repayment on the spot. Over R50,000, with interest, had to be refunded immediately. Reports say the EFF was completely caught off guard. No warning, no prior negotiation, just a sheriff with a court order, walking into the Red Beret fortress and making it clear, the law doesn't care about political stature. Speaking outside court, Mokgadi told reporters that this wasn't just about money, it was about principle. She said no political party should be allowed to exploit its own representatives under the guise of loyalty or discipline. And she's absolutely right. This case shines a spotlight on the often murky world of party finance and internal discipline, especially in parties like the EFF, which are known for their strict, centralized control. Think about how often we've heard stories about councillors being punished, expelled, or sidelined for speaking out or refusing to toe the party line. But this time, a councillor stood up to the system and won. That's a big deal. Legal experts are calling this a potential game changer. If other former EFF councillors, or even current ones, have experienced similar deductions without due process, this case opens the door for them to seek justice. We could see a wave of legal claims hitting the party in the coming months. And it might not stop with the EFF. If similar practices exist in other parties, they too could be facing scrutiny. But let's take a moment to reflect on the deeper meaning here. South Africa's political culture often demands blind loyalty. Whether it's through disciplinary codes, financial contributions, or party mandates, representatives are frequently told to fall in line or face consequences. But that's not how democracy is supposed to work. Our constitution protects individuals from financial exploitation and guarantees their rights, even within political structures. Mpho Mokgadi didn't just win a court case. She showed that political power must have limits, that no one is above the law, not even a party that calls itself the vanguard of the working class. And let's be honest, the timing couldn't be worse for the EFF. Just after national elections, with coalition talks and internal debates raging, the last thing the party needs is a high-profile financial scandal. Yet here we are, a sheriff at the front door, a court ruling on the books, and serious questions being asked. So what now? The EFF hasn't issued a detailed public statement yet, but insiders say they're considering their legal options, possibly an appeal or a settlement. But the damage is already done. The precedent has been set. And it sends a loud, clear message to every political party in the country: you cannot exploit your representatives and expect to get away with it. This ruling is a win not just for Mokgadi, but for political accountability in South Africa. It's a reminder that every party, no matter how revolutionary its rhetoric, must still play by the rules of the Constitution. So let us ask you, do you think other councillors should come forward? Should there be a national inquiry into how parties manage internal finances and contributions? And do you believe this case signals a deeper rot within the way our political institutions are run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you believe in transparency and justice, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the stories the mainstream media often overlooks. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay critical, and stay active. See you next time.